Hi students, I put it here. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about paper 2, SPM Trial paper from Johor for the year 2021. Okay, so without wasting my time, let me proceed. Alright. Okay, now for your information, everyone knows that for paper 2 you have 3 parts. Part 1, part 2 and part 3. Part 1 is testing students on their skill of writing an email. Part 2 is on guided writing and part 3 is on extended writing. Students usually will have problems in part 2 and part 3 actually, not in part 1, because part 1 is quite easy, very you don't need to take so much of the time to write an email, because that is something that basically most teachers are doing and most students are actually scoring at part 1 actually. Okay, all right, now let's go into part 1 first. Um, so I have actually replied back the question so that it's easier for me to show to you the important parts of where students should be concentrating more. What should students be doing when they want to answer question? Okay, so if you could see that in my slide here, I have already highlighted phrases and sentences with red color so that you know that when I highlight this is the important part that we need to um, uh, keep in our mind that this is what we are going to answer later for the when we want to answer the email. Okay, so it is a normal thing that you can see. Um, some emails they will give you the name of the friend. Some emails they don't give you any names at all. So students don't take so much of the time just to create a name. Just put any names that you want. It's up to you, because I think taking so much time of just to create a name is useless actually. It's not supposedly to be done. Okay, so if you see the question here, the question is asking about your friend is actually asking for your opinion, because he or she wanted to celebrate uh, his or her mom's birthday, and your particular friend is actually asking for some suggestions of what to prepare in the venue and the invited guests, whom should you be invited. Okay, so in the second part of the email, you can see that I have already highlighted the 3 questions. This is normal for an email question. Students are actually given 3 questions for them to answer, and this is actually the requirement that the students need to do. Meaning that if they answer this question, they will be given marks based on that. What should I prepare for the event? Where do you think the event should be held? This is the venue. And who else should I invite? This is actually a suggestion for guests who will be coming for the party. All right. Okay. So I think this is a normal thing that we should be having in our mind. Anything that has to do with events, these are the things that usually will be asked. Right. Okay. This is a template of an email writing. This is the template. So can I go to a smaller slide so that easier for me to scribble for you? Okay. If you were to look here, this is actually a blank space. So um, students are supposedly to write an email address. So here what I did was I just write my name and an email platform address website. And students are actually required to write an email something like this. The website has to exist. Okay. All right. And the subject is actually the title. So what I did was, if you remember, I took back one of the situation here and put it as the title for the subject. It's as easy as that. You're just transferring the information from the question into the template. So for the name, I just create one. So this is actually my sister. It can also be my friend, because this is not something that I'm writing to a relative. This is something that I'm writing back to a friend. Okay. If you look at my first sentence here, I'm actually answering for the first question asked by your friend here. How are things? So I'm just saying that I'm fine. And then I straight away go into the situation where your friend is actually asking, telling you that he or she is planning to have a surprise birthday celebration for the mother. And to start off with, because this is a suggestion, you are giving your opinion. So I use the phrase "in my opinion." It should be like this, especially when you are giving ideas. All right. The first question for email was, what should you prepare? So my suggestion would be your mom's favorite snacks and a cake that she has been eyeing for quite some time. There must be a special cake that she has been looking forward to have. So this is answering for question number one. Question number two is asking about the venue. So here I give a suggestion to be held at your home backyard because it is more convenient. There's a reason why I do so, but I do not explain so much why is it convenient. Because remember, this is an email, yeah? This is not a letter. And the third question was the guest. Whom should your friend invite? So I gave her the suggestion, her best friend and relatives. Okay, so when I finish off my email, I just give my initial Adelina, Ed, and by the side here, I put the number of words that I have to put. So from where do you count? You count from dear Amy right up to your initial. Okay, right up to here. Alright. So in the box, in the bracket, just put how many words that you have put. Okay. Alright, now let's go to the second part. Now, second part here, this is actually a guide. This is a guided writing where students are required to answer around 125 to 250 words in an appropriate style. So for guided writing, there is no specific style for it. It's not like standard writing. They have the format of you have to write a report or a review or an article or a story and so forth. This is a way more clearer because in this particular question, we give you the situation. This is the situation. Your class has been discussing about local and international holiday destination. Okay, and then the task is your ideal local holiday destination. So under the task, is only giving you 3 bullets of your ideal local destination, the reasons, and how you will spend on a budget. So when you talk about on a budget, you're talking about saving of money. How do we save money when we go for a holiday? And the holiday has to be local destination. Okay, let me close this. Let me go to a smaller one so that I can scribble again. Alright, now what I did with the questions that I just highlight the main idea. So this is a situation. This is your class. You have to do this because sometimes you get confused. I did this exercise to my students. What happened is that they talk about both local and holiday, international holiday destination, whereas the class is really asking the students about their local holiday destination. Only local. Local means that in Malaysia, not more than that. Okay, right then they ask you to give reason. The reason is in plural form, meaning you must give more than one reason. So usually I would suggest to my students they write 3 reasons to support your ideal local destination. This is in singular form, means only one. Let me make here. Only one piece. And then how you will spend your holiday on a budget. Again, how you will spend your holiday on a budget. There are many ways that you can spend your money on a budget. It depends. Right? So what I did, what I have already actually prepared for the students, what you can do is you can do it like this. There's a reason why I do so. So what I did now, I separate the 2 questions into 3 different boxes. The first part of this is actually the first part, you're talking about a paragraph. So I have chosen, like for me, because I have been to Pulau Langkawi once, so I feel that it is my ideal local destination. So I choose Pulau Langkawi. So if I were to write a little bit about Pulau Langkawi, I'll just write a little bit of description. Where is it located? How to get there? Is there many places that you can visit? If you were to write about policy, it's up to you. But when you go into reason, like what I have suggested earlier, so I said, because the noun is in plural noun, reasons, so I give 1, 2, and 3 reasons. So So the reason why I choose Kuala Langkawi is because when I go there, I can buy cheaper chocolates compared to Kuala Lumpur. See, that's the reason. So if you actually read the question clearly, if you read the question in detail, this is actually your personal experience, like personal experience. And then I like to watch sunset. So I feel that Kuala Langkawi has the most beautiful sight of a sunset. Okay, I've been there, so I've seen it before. The third reason is because I live in the city and there's no beaches here, and I feel that the only way that I can go to beautiful beaches is I can go and have a look at the beautiful beach would be in Kuala Langkawi, where there I can also do many water sports activities. Alright, so what happens to these three reasons? These three reasons will become like one paragraph. If I were to give example, then I can just say, give a few example for water sports activities. This is actually my example. If I say I want to watch sunset where by the beach, if I want to buy chocolates, you're talking about in what range of prices that you can actually get when you meant by cheaper. Alright, so the third question was asking students how would they spend their holiday on a budget. They're talking about money saving. Yeah? So here probably if you were to use back your personal experiences, you're saying that you rent out a budget hotel, which is not a 5-star hotel, a 2-3-star hotel. You can rent a homestay. So when you explain about homestay, you're talking about doing home cooking, you have small rooms to spare. You are actually living with more people in that particular house. Okay, sometimes we go on holidays due to some promotional offers. Offers could be like flight tickets. It could be like you can get vouchers, you can get discounts for government servants. If your parents are government servants, then you can use this promotional offers. Okay. Okay, so this is actually a way. This is a technique that I teach to my students, the 5P technique. The 5P technique means 5 paragraphs. 5 paragraphs now. Begin your introduction by mentioning the keywords in the situation given. Right. Do you remember the first question? Alright. The keywords here is this one. Your class has been discussing about local. This is the keywords. Ideal local holiday destination. So what I'm doing is that I'm using this situation, these keywords here as my introduction to be my first paragraph. So what I will do is I will change the pronoun. Your class I will change into our class has been discussing. So when it comes to here, our teacher has asked us to say about our ideal local holiday destination. So if you were to ask me, teacher, is it wrong? Will our marks be deducted? No, your marks are not going to be deducted. Because why? You have used the correct pronoun for that particular when you change this particular pronoun. Okay, alright. Now, second paragraph, you're answering for answering the prompt by stating what? By stating the reasons. The reasons. Why so? Okay, sorry. Okay, now let me go back. Okay, answering the prompt by stating okay, sorry, it's my fault. Your ideal local holiday destination. If in the first paragraph you are just merely mentioning about, you are discussing about what your ideal local holiday destination, this is just to open up the introduction of the whole text, the whole essay. But when you go into your second part, the second paragraph, you are telling about your ideal local holiday destination, you are being more specific. So for the second part here, by stating your ideal local holiday destination. So if you choose Kuala Langkawi, so in your second paragraph, you write a little bit of explanation, a little bit of description about Kuala Langkawi, where it is situated. You're talking about the geographical factors. You're talking about the transportation that you use to go there. Okay, for paragraph number 3, you are answering the second form. The second form is this: the reasons 1, 2, and 3. Put all the 3 reasons in your third paragraph. That's why I said for this part you don't have to write so many examples, because you're not. This is just 155 to 150 words. You don't have to write so long. Okay. All right. For your fourth paragraph, here I suggest that some of you, that students be using cohesive devices. Also, besides that, this is just a continuation to this third paragraph. So, meaning here, you're talking about how you would spend your holiday on a budget. This would be stated in the fourth paragraph. And the fifth paragraph is writing the brief conclusion feelings, which is personal. So if you could see in the question here, you have already stated your ideal local holiday destination, you have already stated your reasons for your choice, you have already given some ideas on how to spend holiday on the budget. At the end of the day, at the end of your final paragraph, you are actually telling us, if you were to use with all the reasons that you have stated above here, below here, you feel that Pulau Langkawi is your ideal local holiday destination. Remember, when you do the conclusion, it doesn't have to be long. It just be you're just summarizing everything that you have mentioned in your paragraph 2, 3, and 4. Okay, understand? All right, that's not so difficult. It's quite easy. Okay, now let's go into our next one. Okay, this is part 3. Part 3 for extended writing. Here, students have to go a little bit harder, whereby here they have to actually give more examples. They have to write a little bit more elaboration compared to the previous one, because you are writing between 200 to 250 words. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is actually in this part 3 also, students are given 3 questions for them to choose, and they have to choose one at the end for them to write a complete essay. Right? Now, for this particular part 3, question number 3, students are given actually a report for them to write. And as you can see, I already highlighted the keywords: online, international, leadership seminar. So you are required to write a report to your principal on your experience during the seminar. Okay. So the situation is there. The keyword is already mentioned. You have to write a report of your experience during the seminar. Meaning that when you write a report, automatically the tense that we'll be using will be simple past tense, because it has already happened in the past. All right. Same goes with guided writing. Students are also given 3 bullets of questions that they need to include in your writing of essay, which is the details of the seminar. What will participants be gaining? Here you're talking about the benefits. Most of it is benefits. Set our mind, what do we want to write about actually, and then suggestions for future leadership seminar. So if you could see here, details mean you're talking about the venue, the date, the duration of time. You're talking about participants, where the venue, things that is related to seminar that you need to inform your principal. Okay, then what participants have gained? Definitely when you go for seminar, you don't get only one thing, you get a few benefits. And then here suggestions it is in plural form. So again, like I have mentioned before, it is better for you to give at least 3. 3 will be just nice. Okay, let me go to a smaller page so that easier for me to explain. All right. Okay, now students, please remember that for SEPHA extended writing, for the new format, you have to bear in mind that there is no format mandatory. There's no mandatory marks for format, but the tone has to be appropriate. It has to be appropriate. So if it is a report, the writing has to sound like a report. So a report cannot be very lengthy. It has to be straight to the point. There should be some minimizing in your examples. When you're writing a report, you don't need too many examples. The language has to be formal. So avoid using contraction. That would be my advice. If students feel that they have written more than 250 words, no worries, because there is actually no reduction of marks if they were to do so. Okay. Okay, now this is a format of a report. This is a format of a report. Let me go to a smaller. Okay, now if the report is to be written to the principal of the school, like for that particular question, so here straight away you write principal of SMK Taman Besar. You don't have to write the name of the principal. I don't actually suggest you to write the name of the principal. Just write the post of the principal. The title can be taken from the question. What was the question about? The question was talking about this one. Online International Leadership. So just take the title here and put it here. Okay. The date. The date is when do you write the report. So like for me, if I'm writing the date like today, 3rd December 2022. Okay, meaning the timeline has passed. So I'm just writing the report for my principal. For knowledge. So when you have completed, once you have complete writing the top part here, so when you finish off your report writing, it is advisable for you to write below at the end here. Everything is on your left hand side, reported by your signature and then your name. Your name should be in the bracket. Should be in the bracket. Capital letter if you want to. If you want all capital letter, is capital letter. Okay. If you do not have any post there, so don't write any post. Just leave it be like that. Okay, let me go to everyone. Okay, all right. Understand? Until here, understand? Okay, good. Okay, let me go next. Okay, how to write a report? Writing a report is just like how you write a guided writing. In the previous, just now I already showed you how. If you want to write 5 paragraphs, it is up to you. Write 5 paragraphs. It is there's nothing wrong. If you want to write 3 paragraphs because the question is only 3, then it is up to you as well. There is actually no requirement of how many paragraphs that you must write. Is there any limitation? No, there's none. As long as the students write the answer correctly and answer the question, it is okay. It's fine. Okay. All right. Now, then question number 4, another option of question that students are given sometimes in their exam paper is a review. Okay, here the review question is about a hotel review. You have to make a review about hotel. Okay. Alright. Then in the question paper, it has already stated to you here what would be the requirement that you need to have. Okay, let me go to a smaller one so that easy for me to scribble. Okay. Have you stayed at any interesting hotel lately? Send us your review. The keyword here is lately. The keyword here is lately. Recently, maybe you go for a holiday with your parents. I'm not sure, but that's how you do it. Okay. All right. Now write a review on why you like the hotel. Why you like the hotel. Describe the most breathtaking part of the hotel and why is it breathtaking. This is actually a question that comes together when you give the most breathtaking part of the hotel. It could be about the decoration. It could be about sometimes when you enter a hotel, they have this one kind of a smell. They have their own perfume, their aromatherapy candles that they put on. So those kind of things, breathtaking. If you say that the breathtaking part of the hotel would be their eternity pool, that one also can do. Okay, why is it breathtaking? Then you have to give a reason. If you say that it's breathtaking, because if you say that okay, the hotel smells nice, the most breathtaking part of the hotel is a nice smell of the hotel. I've never smelled something like this before. Probably it's how you say, when they have created the perfume for the hotel just for that particular hotel because it is a trademark for the hotel. Those are the things. And then the third question would be, would you recommend? And would you recommend? If yes, then you say yes. If no, then it has to be supported with a reason. It has to be supported with a reason. So if you see that it looks like there's a lot of questions being asked, but actually it's not. It's just like three questions. Why you like about the hotel? Describe the most breathtaking part of the hotel and why it was breathtaking. This one both actually comes together. They come together. And why would you recommend the hotel and why? Same goes because usually when we ask question, would you? We say yes. It has to come with a reason. All in all, you can see that it's actually three questions. Why you like the hotel? You like the hotel probably because it's convenient to go. It's quite near. By using public transport, the rooms are big. The prices are affordable. Those are other features which is totally different from the most breathtaking. You have to understand that, yeah? Like and most breathtaking is that are two different things. You have to remember that. Okay? Alright. And the last question. Okay, the last question would be a story. A story for an international writing competition. The story must have the title Friendship. Okay, let me go down a little bit. Now, when you talk about friendship, you know that friendship relates to you're talking about the closeness of a friendship, a relationship between two friends, good friends, close friends, best friends. These are the things, the relationship between them. You have to understand that. Okay, a description. A description means this is a story that you have to tell in a form of a process. How a friend helped you in a difficult time. Every individual will have different understanding of difficult time during their probably when they lost a family member. Some difficult time could be bad examination results and so forth. Then values that you from what? Friendship. See, is this singular or plural? This is a plural now. Plural now means you give more than one value. So if you were to talk about a friend that has helped you during a difficult time, you are talking about trustworthy, you're talking about responsible, you're talking about tolerance. Tolerance. What else is wrong? Trustworthy. These are elements of description. These are descriptive words. Okay, these are descriptive words. So descriptive words are actually quite it's very important because this one is actually marks. It's actually marks. So this is what teachers are looking for, the words here. The words. Okay. So if the question is about friendship, there is a term that we use as thematic vocabulary. Thematic vocabulary means if you are talking about values, these are the words that we are looking for. Okay. Difficult times could be deaths. Deaths could be examination stress. You could be talking about depression periods. It's up to you. There are many kinds of what do you say, situation that you can actually relate to when you talk about difficult time. Okay. So if you were to ask me, teacher, how many paragraphs to write, like what I have mentioned earlier just now in my previous slide for guided writing, I already shown you that it is advisable for you to write five paragraphs to be nice, to be in that very suitable um, content weightage. Because if you were to write 3 paragraphs, then you can see that you do not know where to separate your introduction, where you want to separate your conclusion. Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I hope to hear from you soon, and I hope that my sharing session with you has do actually give some benefits. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.